I'm Marilyn San Clemente of Stamp with Marilyn, and welcome. Today I'm going to show you how to make this really cool little flip card, and this is without using any special framelits for flip cards. I'm just making a flip card. So let's get started. So here I have an 8.5 by 11 piece of crumb cake cardstock, and I'm going to copy this card, but I am going to make it with the crumb cake card base instead. So this card has a little bit different dimension than a normal card. Rather than the 8.5 by 5.5, it's going to be 5.5 by 5 3/4 because we are adding that little fold to it. Okay, so we're going to cut our paper at 5.5. So that gives us 2 equal pieces, which we would normally score at 4 1/4 to make a card base. But instead, we're going to cut this piece at 5 1/4. And then we are going to score at 2 1/4 with the scoring blade. And I mark a little S on my scoring blade just so that I don't mix them up. And then 1 more inch, which is 3 1/4. So that is going to give us this card base. And now what I'm going to do is fold the card base. And what I want is, this is called a Z fold. And that just gives us our little flip. So the next piece that I'm going to do is decorate. And what I've done is I have cut the Merry Moments designer paper. This is our new Christmas designer paper. And I have cut that 1/8 of an inch smaller. So it is 1 7/8 by 5 3/8. And my first panel is the 2 1/2. So that goes on like this. And then this is this little piece, which I've cut at 7/8 by 5 1/2, will fit right on my fold. Do this. This is a really quick and simple card, but I love it because it makes an impact. And as you can see, my designer paper hangs over just a little bit, so I'm just going to trim off that extra little bit. There we go. Okay, now the other piece that I've done is I've added a little bit of bling. So I have cut a piece of the red glimmer paper, and I have cut that to 1/4 of an inch, and I'm just going to put that on the end. So I'm going to very carefully add a little bit of fast fuse to that. Put that on the end of my card, like so. And again, it's going to hang over a little bit, so I'm going to trim it, but then you get an exact fit. There we go. So there's the beginnings of the card. To do the next piece, I have used the new Lots of Labels framelits to make these little tabs that I'm going to put on my card. And I have used the Lots of Joy stamp set, which I love. It's got this little Christmas stamp, it's got a Christmas tree, which I've used on a couple of other things. It's got this Merry Christmas in the middle. So let me show you how we're going to do these. We're going to stamp the stamp with, I've got Real Red and Old Olive, and I'm going to stamp that twice. And then in the meantime, I'm going to do the Merry Christmas, and to do that I'm going to use my marker because I want to color in the little Christmas tree. I want that to be green, and I want the Merry to be green so that it kind of all flows together. So I'm using my marker to color this in. Okay, and then I'm going to color the word Christmas with the red. And then what you do is, because this ink is a quick drying ink, and it will start to dry, is you huff on the stamp, get all your hot air out, and then stamp your image. So then, to cut these out, to cut out the stamps, I use my 1-inch square punch, and I'm just going to line that up. Always use punches upside down because then you can see what you're doing. And I'm just going to punch that out. There we go. Then I'm taking a scrap of the old olive, and I'm just going to put these on and then trim them very closely with my snips so that I get these pieces. And then with my scraps of old olive and red, I am going to use my lots of labels framelits, and I'm going to use the third smallest framelit, which is the size that I want for my tabs, and I'm going to cut 2 red tabs and 1 green tab. And then I'm also going to cut out the Merry Christmas that we just stamped in the green and red. I now have my Merry Christmas punched out using the framelit. And what I'm going to do is I want to add this to a piece of the green, but because these 2 framelits are the same size, I'm going to cut this in half in the middle. And then I'm just going to use my fast fuse, and I'm going to put a piece of fast fuse on each end of the framelit. And I'm just going to line this up like so that I've outlined the white with the old olive. And that's how I create a layer. If I have framelits that aren't nesting, or if I can't use the next largest size because it's too large for my piece, then I cut the framelit, or I can cut the punched piece in half and create another layer. So it looks like this. So then what I'm going to do is I want the Merry Christmas in the middle. So I'm going to center that. And the key to this, because this is a flip card and you do want it to flip, is you only want to glue your tab on the side that is going to be the front of the card. So I'm going to add a little bit of fast fuse to that and glue that in the middle. And then I have my 2 other pieces that I've stamped. And add my fast fuse. And then line this up. So what I've done is I've lined this up. I have lined up where the 2 tabs end. And this tab is going to be a little bit shorter because this one I did cut in half and layer. And then same thing, I'm going to put this one, I'm going to line that up about the same distance down as I have from the center there. And that's it. That's my quick and easy flip card for Christmas, made with the Lots of Joy set. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you like this video. And I will be posting more videos over the next couple of weeks. Thanks!